Hello students, I welcome you all to Sneha's Math Academy. In today's session, we would be discussing the topic of arithmetic progression. So as usual, I've taken up a question and we'll be discussing this question after going through the basics of progression. So what is arithmetic progression? We would have discussed about sequences in our earlier grades. Like for example, we just need to observe a pattern and guess what will be the next object or next diagram. The same thing when we apply to numbers, this is called as arithmetic progression. They follow a certain sequence. For example, you have the numbers such as 1, 5, 9. So what do we observe from these terms, right? The difference between each of the term is 4. So the consecutive numbers 4 is getting added, right? So we have certain terms here. This is an example for the arithmetic progression. Always the first term is represented as the letter A. And the difference between them is represented with letter D. And L is the last term. That could be any number of terms, but L represents the last term. Okay, so now take a look here. Can you all tell me what is A? A is 1 and D is 4. How did I get D? I just subtracted the second term with the first term or the third term with the second term. And in this case, the last term is 9. So in general, the terms are identified as first term, second term, and so on. So what I could say this is as A because we know in general, this is A2, A3, and so on. So how could I represent the nth term? An, where n stands for the number of terms in a sequence. So an is given as a plus the first term plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so whichever term you're figuring out, we'll write it as a plus n minus 1 into d. Just make a note of this. This is the very basic. So for example, you just need to find out the fifth term. What you would do, you'll just write a plus 4d. Okay, so by applying this, we'll try to solve a question. Okay, everyone take a look at this question here. Which term of the progression 19, 18, 1 by 5, 17, 2 by 5 is the first negative term? So what are they asking us here? They're asking us to identify the first negative term that occurs in this sequence. Now, everyone just take a look at this question here. We have a progression here. Can you all tell me which is the first term here? A, 19. Great, great. What is the difference? If you see, the sequence is reducing, right? So starting from 19, it is 18, 17, something reducing. It will go up till 0. Then it will go on to negative numbers. They're asking us which term is the first negative term. So I need to say maybe it's the 20th term, 25th term. They're not talking about the number. They're asking which term. So we need to find the term. We'll be using the formula that we discussed earlier. Now, can anyone tell me the difference? What should I do? 18, 1 by 5 minus 19. Of course, converse this mixed fraction into a improper fraction. Find the difference. What is the value that you're getting? Minus 4 by 5. This is the difference. Now, what is the general form of the term that we learned? An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So I'll be applying this formula now. So what I would do is, we don't know this term value. I don't know if it's minus 1, minus 3.5, but for sure, they're asking me to find the first negative term. So I know this value will be less than 0. So I could write it as a plus n minus 1 into d should be less than 0. I know the values of a, I know the values of d. We could substitute it and directly find the value of n. Shall we try this one? So substitute the value of a, 19, plus n minus 1 into, what is the difference? Minus 4 by 5 is less than 0. So now we just have to transpose it and solve for the value of n. I'll continue it here. So 19 minus 4 by 5n plus 4 by 5 is less than 0. So we'll be getting 19 plus 4 by 5. I'll transpose it to the other side. I'll be getting plus 4 by 5n. Now try taking the LCM. That would be 95 plus 4, 99 by 5 is less than 4 by 5n. We could simply cancel the denominator here. So I need to find the value of n only. So n is greater than 99 by 4, transposing it to the other side. Now they're asking me to find the term, right? So the n value should be like 20, 32, which should be an integral value. I can't simplify it further, right? So when simplifying it, what is the value that I'm getting? So this will go here 2 times, carry over 119, it goes here 4 times 3 by 4. So this is not an integral value. So 24.75 term, the term should always be integral value. So what could I say? Which will be the first negative term? It is the 25th term. Why am I telling 25th term and why not 24? Because 24.3 by 4 will only be the negative term. So the next integral term would be 25th term. They're just asking us which term. So you could just conclude by saying 25. That's it. Say, for example, if they asked us which term, like, can you tell us the term? Then what we have to do? We have to substitute and find out the term. That is also simply what you have to do. You just need to find out the value of A25. So for that, you can just substitute in the formula A plus 20 4D, which will give you the negative term. But they are not asking us, they're just asking us to find the term. So if you just give this answer, that will be sufficient. Okay, so always read the question, understand what is being asked in the question, and you have to solve for that only. That would be sufficient. So that's it, students. We have come towards the end of today's session. Meet you in another class. Until then, take care and stay safe and keep practicing. Thank you all and have a great day, all of you.